Hello there. Ototahi Christchurch, we need to have a little talk because your candidate list is a little bit out there. All right, let's start with your mayoralty because that's a lot. First thing you need to do is Google Carl Bromley, who is running for the mayoralty. I do not have enough time in 3 minutes to explain to you everything that's going to pop up, so just do it and don't. Also, you might want to Google Nekora Nitro, who was once done for having paid for sex with a 16-year-old. Yeah. And in Hornby, you've got the Destiny Church pastor Derek Tate also running. I don't know which is worse, the protest that he's done. No, I do know which is worse. Protesting outside the mosques after the shooting to reclaim Christchurch for Jesus. He wants to be a councillor for Hornby. Now today, Stuff actually ran an article about 5 Voices for Freedom candidates who are running in Christchurch. And it's a fascinating read. Sally Kogel here is in the list. This is actually a screenshot from her Facebook page. Top friend that pops up is former National Front leader Kyle Chapman. Not racist at all, no. Anyway, the interesting thing here about Sally is that she actually makes money from a company called Jolly Billboards. This Jolly Billboards, the ones that have been peddling misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Voices for Freedom for the last 18 months to 2 years. She wants your vote. Then there's former cop Mike Wilson, who is running in Burwood. He's not to be mistaken with Mark Wilson, who is running in Innis. Could get a little confusing. There's also Don Cross here, who is running in Coastal, who is a former mental health practitioner who is working with, I believe, homeless people around Christchurch before the pandemic hit. Then the pandemic hit, and things went a little downhill for him by the looks of it. The man in grey here is Rob Gray, who is running in the Heathcote ward. Now, the interesting thing about Rob here is that his email got leaked, and he was the one turning around telling everybody, you know what, we should hide the fact that we're from Voices for Freedom because people won't vote for us. In fact, all of their websites look exactly the same, and a simple design is not a bad thing. It's much easier to follow, but none of them, for some reason, mention their affiliation with Voices for Freedom. I wonder why that is. But they do all contain a big countdown clock because you've only got so long to protect your freedom. And everybody knows common sense works to a schedule. That's why there's a countdown clock. And in a little bit of a sneaky move, they've actually gone through and bought the domain names around the wards that they're running in. So for Rob, for example, it's heathcoateward.com. So instead of it being about their name and something you can Google that way, if you just Google what it is that the ward that they're running in, their details pop up. It does make them seem like a much more legitimate candidate. But no,